Excuse me. Okay, good evening. This is the the December 19th, 2024 meeting of the Needham Conservation Commission. I'm Dave Harrer, Conservation Commission Chair. Excuse me. As a reminder, this meeting is being broadcast to the town's YouTube channel and via Zoom and is being recorded for publication, later viewing, and administrative purposes. First, I'd like to confirm the presence of members and staff. When I call your name, please respond. Sue, I know, is out. Clary, I didn't see her. Reed,
Yep, present.
Bill,
Present.
Fred,
Here.
Paulina. I see you. Here.
Here?
Yep, and Deb and
Here.
Clay. Okay, all supporting materials have been provided to the commission members and are available on the commission website. There's a few ground rules. I'll open and introduce each hearing on the agenda and then introduce the applicant, their consultant, to begin presentation. After conclusion of the applicant's presentation, I'll call on staff and then each commission member to provide their comments or questions. Please wait until your name is called. After comments or questions from staff or commission members, I will solicit comments from the public. Please wait until the chair yields the floor to you, and please state your name before speaking. Please mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. And finally, each vote taken during this meeting will be conducted call vote. Okay, sorry, I got something in my throat. Okay, first item on the agenda is we have minutes from the December 5th meeting, our last meeting.
Yeah, I just circulated them. I think you haven't seen them before.
I haven't, but they look okay to me. Anybody else have any comments, or do you want to hold off until next week?
It's up to you.
All right, well, how about a motion to approve the meetings, minutes of the meeting of December 5th, 2024?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, let's vote. Bill,
Aye.
Fred,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Paulina,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Okay, Deb, do we have any enforcement or violation issues?
I don't know if you're familiar with the Sunny Hill Horse Farm 1516 Central. Woody Tanger. It has that big rock outcropping in front of it and the fields on the two sides on Central. Anyways, we've had kind of a long history with that site. And there's a new owner who had come to me when they first purchased it, wondering if they could turn those meadows into wildflower fields that they could then harvest and sell. So at that time, I kind of went over, that those fields are actually wetlands and showed them all the wetland resources on the property and the buffer zones. So I got a call a couple days ago from someone saying how they had a backhoe out behind the house and, didn't know what they were doing. So I ended up going by and couldn't get through the gate, so called the number, ended up getting the owner on the phone. She thought that she was allowed to do work. She said that they were doing some kind of gardening or something. So anyways, I don't know if there's a violation there. Planning to meet them out there next week just to kind of go over what they have for limitations, and I'll get back to you if I find anything.
Okay. All right, the first hearing on the agenda is 898 South Street, DEP file 234-934.
Yeah, we'll just continue it to the next meeting.
Okay, they're still waiting for their water quality certificate, I believe.
Yeah,
Okay, so can I have a motion to continue this 898 South Street to the next meeting, January 9th, 2025?
So
Motion.
moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, let's vote. Bill,
Aye.
Fred,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Paulina,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Okay, next item is 1169 South Street, DEP file 234-940. And who do we have representing that applicant?
Good evening. My name is Nicole Hayes with Goddard Consulting.
Hi, welcome. You have a little
Yeah,
summary of the
I have a
project?
presentation. Can I share my screen to show the plans?
Sure. Yep, go ahead.
All right. Whoops. All right, can everybody see that?
I can see
Okay.
it.
Yes.
So the resources on site include a bordering vegetated wetland. They're with series GC1 through 32. They're located in this section of the site. There is no rare species mapped for this site, no vernal pools, no ACEC, no FEMA resource, and no riverfront area. The proposed work will occur within the 50 to 100 buffer zone. So no work is proposed in the 25-foot no disturb. The proposed work is this proposed porch right here. This is the 100-foot buffer zone, and then this right here is the 50-foot buffer zone. Also, there's this proposed bulkhead right here in the back. And also the moving of this old shed to be removed and a new shed to be situated right here. No trees are to be removed and no vegetation is to be removed. This area currently is all maintained lawn, and you can see that the proposed shed is nestled within the existing trees, but no trees need to be cut. So I did a resource analysis of how the performance standards will be met with this project with your bylaw per se for buffer zone. So there'll be no work within the 25-foot. There will be no trees removed, no wildlife habitat to be impacted, no point discharges into the buffer zone. The porch downspouts will be recharged into groundwater, and there is a detail about that. And erosion and sediment controls will be installed right along this area here. So all the resources will be protected. The bylaw has been also protected, all the protections you put forth in your bylaw, and I can take any questions if you have them.
Okay, thank you. Deb, do you have any questions or comments?
do you know what the size of the proposed shed is?
No, I do not know. But it looks like about the same size as the old shed.
Yeah, just slightly larger. And I guess so obviously there's a massive addition going on.
Yes, but that's outside your.
No, I understand. It's just, it's right at the 100-foot buffer, so.
Yes, yep.
Okay, I don't have any questions.
Any of the commissioners? You can raise your hand. Nobody? Okay, yeah, it seems pretty straightforward. I really don't have any questions
I
myself.
think Fred had a question.
Oh, okay, Fred, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just wondering if there needs to be an increase to the water capture and retention system for this addition, or whether that's already been taken care of.
Well, the addition is outside the purview of the commission since it's outside your jurisdictional area. But I do know that they will be captioning the roof runoff and putting it into the ground for infiltration. There is a detail here.
Okay, so the downspouts from the addition will go into this system?
I believe so. I can,
I would assume that's the plan, but I think that would be important, right? Don't we need to establish that?
Well, first of all, I think the drawing does indicate a drainage system.
Okay,
It's not within our jurisdiction, so it's would fall under the stormwater bylaw. But
okay,
you know, I do believe from and maybe you can confirm this, Nicole, that the write-up says that all the runoff from the roof areas are going into the infiltration system.
yes.
okay. Sorry to take up time then.
Oh, no problem.
All right, anybody else? Okay, Clay, is there anybody in the audience that has their hand up?
There are no hands raised.
Okay,
I don't have a draft, so it will have to continue.
okay, so let's continue this hearing to January 9th, and then at that time we'll have a draft order of conditions to review. So could I have a motion to continue the hearing for 1169 South Street, DP file 234-940 to our January 9th, 2025 meeting?
Motion to continue.
Second.
Okay, let's vote. Fred,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Paulina,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Okay, well, thank you, and we'll see you.
I have a question. Do I need to be present for that hearing? On the 9th, will you just be going over the conditions, and then voting on them?
Correct.
Yes,
Yes, because I would be present, but I currently have 2 other scheduled hearings, so I have to figure that one out.
Do you know what you would like done with the permit, if someone would want to pick it up, or if we should mail it out to someone?
You can mail it out to my office in Northborough, and we'll record it for the applicant.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
okay, the next item is 74 Gary Road, DEP file 234-941.
So Karen Catrone is also in another meeting right now, which she is planning to get out of at 7:30. She asked if we could take her last.
Okay. That's fine. Next item on the agenda is 1266 South Street. This is a request for determination of applicability, and who do we have here to discuss it? Brian?
Yes.
Okay, Brian, do you want to give us a little summary of Your
Sure. For the record, my name is Brian Nelson with Metro West Engineering. Here to present a request for determination of applicability for the property at 1266 South Street. Do you mind if I share my screen?
Please do.
Thank you. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm going to start out with the existing conditions. This is an existing developed lot. It's located on the Dover side of South Street, basically at the intersection of South Street and Crestview Road. So north is going straight up this page. Crestview Road is on the left-hand side, running basically in a southerly direction. South Street running from west to east along the top of the plan. And we're a rectangular lot. The lot is just over an acre. It's 43,566 square feet. Most of the lot is presently lawn. The northerly, say 2/3 or so, it's the lighter green is shown is lawn area. Existing house is roughly centered in the lot. It's shown in brown here. It's got a footprint of about 1,800 or so square feet. The driveway comes off of Crestview Road, and the southerly part of the property is wooded. The topo basically slopes from east to west. Elevations you can see come down South Street as well, kind of in a westerly direction. The lot does the same thing. On the north side, it slopes from east to west, and then there's a high point in the back, which also kind of pushes in a northwesterly direction. There is a wetland across the street, which is shown right here. 50-foot buffer zone is shown in magenta. And so you can see the 50-foot buffer or no disturb zone doesn't touch the property. And the 100-foot buffer zone extends basically about 30 or 35 feet or so onto the site at its most extensive point. What we're looking to do is the applicant is looking to redevelop the property. They're looking to raise the existing house. Existing house and driveway are shown in red. Zoom in a little bit so you can see them. Footprint of the existing house is here in the driveway. So we're looking at basically a larger house. Footprint is about 3,700 square feet. The new house pushes a little bit closer to South Street. The existing house is about 115 feet or so from the sideline of South Street. The new house is about 53 or 53 and a half feet. Setback to Crestview is about the same for both structures, existing and proposed. Looking at putting the driveway, so the driveway would come in off of Crestview just a little bit further north, come in and the garage doors would be basically on the northerly elevation of the house. So a portion, basically why we're here, is a portion of the driveway, about 527 square feet of driveway, and then some associated finish grading are the activities within the buffer zone. We do have a stormwater management system in place that will capture and collect, recharge the runoff from all the roof surfaces. And basically, we feel that the Wetlands Protection Act doesn't apply as really that any runoff leaving the site, and the infiltration system will reduce those rates and volumes post-development, would run toward the street, and there would be no interaction between any site work on our property and the wetlands. We do have an erosion control barrier that starts at the northeasterly corner, runs along the boundary line, makes the curve on Crestview, and then basically terminates at the limit of work down near the southwesterly lot corner. That's a very quick pass through it. I'm happy to stop my share and answer questions, or I can leave the plan up if you'd like.
Okay, thanks. Could you keep the site plan up?
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, hopefully it's back up again. It says I'm sharing here.
Okay, thanks. So Deb, do you have any thoughts?
No, I did meet Brian out on the site and, looked at, there was question whether it was a jurisdictional wetland, so we determined that it was, and then he did, put the offsets on the plan. So it is existing lawn, no removal of vegetation or trees, and just the driveway, so I don't have any questions.
Okay, any of the commissioners? Any questions or comments? You could raise your hand, please. No? Okay. I just have one question now. What's the total impervious area for this redevelopment?
The total proposed impervious area is about 8,100 square feet.
So, according to the Needham stormwater bylaw, you need to infiltrate the total impervious area. And doesn't seem like that you're doing that, but
I can take a look at that. This is basically what we had done was basically size the infiltration system to capture the runoff from the roof up through the 25-year storm. The existing, so it captures, I believe, the delta in impervious area.
yeah, from the bylaws point of view, or what the bylaw says, if the total impervious area is less than 4,000 square feet, then you just have to capture the roof area. But if it's greater than 4,000 square feet, you have to capture the total impervious area. So I mean, some of this is, like you said, it's not necessarily in our jurisdiction, but I just think that's something you should check.
Well, it's certainly something we can look at as we get ready to apply for a permit.
Right. All right, so any other comments from the commissioners or Clay, is there anybody in the audience that has their hand up?
Yep, there's one hand raised. I will move them over.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for moving me over. Hey, Clay, nice to see you again. It's been a long time. And yeah, David, I just want to,
Can you state your name? Is this Artie?
sorry, yeah, Artie Crocker, 17 Trailland Street. Yeah, thank you.
Hi.
So Dave, I just want to go on top of what you were saying, and that is, I didn't see how much was or was not in the jurisdiction. I mean, it seems like, unless I'm looking at the map backwards, it looked like a fair amount was in the jurisdiction as far as, so if the Caltex are not covering all of it, including the impervious, how much is it? What's missing? How much would they have to be increased to cover the impervious as well? I'd be curious about that. If we're talking about another increase by 25%, 10%, because it seems like it's something that's worth making sure happens. That's all. That's all my comment was, Dave. I appreciate coming over, and hi again, Clay, and hi, Deb, and saying Fred. I don't know the rest of you, but hi, guys. So I just wanted to go on top of that, Dave, but that's it.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I think this is really, depending on how we decide whether we want to grant a negative determination, that's something that the building department should address. And so, we could, make sure that they're aware.
Well, when it will come to me for approval, and I can put a note in there,
Yeah,
and I can put it on hold until they sign off on it.
yeah. So I just throw this out there. Maybe we could, make a ruling on the determination of applicability and let the building department deal with the stormwater part of it, if everybody's amenable to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's just worth pursuing. I think it's worth.
Excuse me.
Thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Thanks. That's all. Thanks.
Any other comments? All right, so, if, we can have a motion to issue a negative determination for applicability to 1266 South Street.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, let's vote. Bill,
Aye.
Paulina,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Oh, Fred, I'm sorry.
Yeah, aye.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Close and
Thank you.
issue?
I'm sorry.
Did you close and issue?
We voted. Oh, should we have to close first?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
All right. So, can I have a motion to close the hearing for 1266 South Street?
Motion to
Motion.
close.
Second.
All right, let's vote. Bill,
Aye.
Fred,
Aye.
Paulina,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Okay. So we already voted to issue a negative determination. So,
Karen, do you have 2 minutes or are you in between meetings?
Are you talking to me, Deb?
Yeah,
Yes, I'm all set.
you are. All right, because I'm just gonna suggest that we just do the DPW COC real quick, because that'll just take a second.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good night. Have a good holiday, everyone.
Thanks.
all right,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Take care, Brian. All right, so let's go to 660 and 71 Lantern Lane, DEP file 234-725. This is a request for a certificate of compliance. And we have Justin from the DPW.
Hey everybody, I'm just here today representing the town. This project, just to give you a little background, was completed in 2015 down on Lantern Lane to modify some of the storm drainage down there. Since then, I believe everything has been completed. Deb, I already had sent you some pictures.
Mhm.
If you'd like, I could share the screen and show you what I have right now. But it's up to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this project was completed several years ago. We just became aware it was still an open permit because a sale for 71 Lantern Lane went through and their title search brought this up. I remember meeting out there many years ago to review this when it was completed. So it's kind of a technicality.
Yeah, I mean, there was an order of conditions. Obviously, there was some plantings and whatnot done. All that was done at the time. And they've kind of spread and grown out there. We do have some some of the photos we gave you might have been taken in the fall, so it looks a little thinner than it actually is in actuality down there. But
it did meet the survival rate.
okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to. Oh, maybe I can't. Can I not share?
You should have the ability in Zoom, but if you want me to pull it up, I'm happy to pull up the application materials.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to run through real quick, it's up to you guys. If you have any pictures and you guys need to see anything, it's completely up to you guys. Just for some reason I can't find the.
You guys want to see pictures?
Or pictures in the package. So.
Yes, so that's along. That is the completed project along the sides of the banks were the plantings that were installed at the time. As you can see, it does look a lot leaner than it is in actuality, just because of the time of year these pictures were taken. But as far as I know, talking to Tom and Artie, everything was completed per that order of conditions. So at the time, it was to correct some of the drainage down here at the bottom of the cul-de-sac, and this head wall and pipe were adjusted and moved, and the swale was reconstructed in order to deal with some of the drainage down there.
I
Yeah,
think
there's
we're
not a
good.
whole lot to talk about here,
I
so
know.
I'm not really sure.
Okay,
Um,
thanks.
If you do have anything particular to it, more than happy to.
Yeah,
speak.
so any commissioners have a question or comment? No, okay, so let's, can I have a motion to issue certificate of compliance for 660 and 71 Lantern Lane, DEP file 234-725?
So
Motion to
moved.
second.
Okay, let's vote here. Bill,
Aye.
Fred,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Paulina,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Okay, Justin, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a good night.
All right, last item on the agenda is 74 Gary Road, DEP file 234-941. There's been some last minute information submitted. I don't know if everybody's had a chance to read it. Also, the submittal was somewhat incomplete as well, so I don't know. I don't think well, maybe Karen could give us a summary, and then we can see if there's any questions, and you can address the incompletions and the questions at our next meeting.
I wasn't aware of any incompletions, but yes, I'll give you a presentation. Clay,
Yeah,
do you want
I can go over what the incompletions are.
to? Sure,
if
you want to go over that?
Yeah, there was no drainage calculations and no soil information primarily, even though they were checked off on the checklist. But also, I went by there the other day, and work had started there, and I just wondered why this applicant was doing work without a permit.
So the applicant is on the meeting. I don't know, Clay, if you can bring him up. Do you have to promote him or something? There we go.
Can everyone hear me?
Okay, Michael is the applicant, so.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So Dave, as to your comment just now, the only work that I did was I brought a new water line onto the property because there's a cutoff date for any underground of November 30th. So I had to meet that requirement, and if I didn't meet that requirement, I wouldn't have been able to bring that onto the property until I believe it's April 1st, or maybe it's the end of March. So I had to pull a street permit for it, and I just did that. So, and then that is also out of the jurisdiction or the setback. But it was permitted by the town too. I pulled the street permit, and all we did was just bring in the water line.
Yeah, it looked like, on your plan, it looked like it was within the jurisdiction, but Karen, why don't you show us the plan, and you can make your little presentation, but
You want to bring that up, Clay, or do you want me to do that?
If you've got it ready to go, you're welcome
Would
to.
the street permit, wouldn't the street permit go through conservation if it was,
No. Well, pretty much the whole site's in the 200-foot riverfront area.
I've got it ready now, Karen. I can pull it up.
So I'll start. So for the record, my name is Karen Skinner-Catroni. The applicant is proposing to tear down the existing single-family house and construct a new single-family house and new driveway. The driveway will be in the same location as the existing driveway. The proposed work is within the 200-foot riverfront area. The proposed house is outside the 100-foot riverfront area. Work within the 100-foot riverfront area consists of one tree being removed and proposed mitigation along the easement, the town of Needham easement. These plantings include 10 trees, 12 shrubs, and 36 ground cover plants. Invasive invasive plants, mostly consistent in bittersweet, will be removed in that area also. The applicant is requesting another tree be removed within the 200-foot. So it's those trees with two trees with the X's on them. Both of these trees are close to the existing house and leaning towards the existing house. The proposed house is going to be in the same, is going to be no closer to the riverfront than the existing house. And I do have pictures within the filing of that, of the two trees to demonstrate how they're leaning.
Is this the revised plan? Does this have the planting area on it?
Oh, it doesn't have the planting area on, thank you.
So Clay, I had circulated not long before the meeting, a revised plan that you probably got an email. And that has mitigation plantings. So was this, did you get the
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
the comments from DEP and then you put the
And I
area?
put the, yeah,
Okay, because I circulated the comments from DEP as well, so.
mhm. So there was one plan after this that showed the lawn, the edge of lawn, which goes approximately through those two, I believe they're 34-inch trees in front of the mitigation planting. So the mitigation planting that I just discussed, the 10 trees, the 12 shrubs, and the ground cover riverfront. I'm sorry, there's 6 trees within the riverfront replication area. And there's 4 trees added to the plan to mitigate for those 2 trees being removed. So the applicant is showing 2 infiltration systems with 2 chambers each. The applicant proposing 894 square feet of mitigation with native plantings. The number of plants were calculated by using the DEP buffer zone restoration guidelines. A 12-foot compost sock is shown on the plan. The existing impervious is 2,786. The proposed is 3,233. So we went over we had to do the mitigation because we were over the 10% impervious on the site. So we've met that mitigation 2 to 1.
Okay. Deb, do you have any comments?
No, I do have to go out to review the wetland delineation still, which I'm planning to do tomorrow. So I think the DEP comments, I think Karen fulfilled what they were looking for with the planting plan. And Dave, you did, Karen, I had forwarded you his comments. I don't know if you actually got to read them yet. But because of the size of one of the trees that you're removing, there's an extra tree that needs to be proposed to replace.
That's not a problem. Not a problem.
Am I able to talk or am I not allowed to talk right now?
Yeah, just wait.
Okay.
So I don't know if any test pits or anything have been done yet as far as the stormwater goes. But I'm assuming that Dave's gonna wanna see those in the calculations. That's
So the
all I-
test bits have not been done yet.
Okay, I'm
Um,
good.
any of the commissioners have a comment? Any comments, questions? Raise your hand. Helena.
Just a comment, it seems like the whole property is within jurisdictional areas, so even installing or bringing water to the dwelling appears that it would have been within our jurisdiction.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was just past the sidewalk. I do apologize though. I do see that. It wasn't to the house itself.
Fred,
What's the species of the two large trees, if I could ask? And what's
Too
it?
large. Oh. Those are maples.
Okay. You know what kind of maple?
I believe they're silver maple.
Okay. All right. I guess that's all. I mean, you're gonna lose some water management capacity of this lot by I mean, those maple trees were, you know, sucking up and evaporating a huge amount of water. So you're going to have less water holding capacity in this wetland, taking those trees out. I mean, I don't know whether that's something we can have something to say about or not, but I just want to point out.
Fred, could you clarify that? Like trees taking water out of the soil?
Yes, I mean, I just think these trees, I mean, the roots of these trees extend far out from the trunks, and they're, you know, they're taking, you know, they could be taking a couple of 100 gallons of water a day up, and so, you know, in heavy rainfall periods, it is going to impact the amount of water that ends up in a waterway.
It'll
Yeah.
reduce the amount of water. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the trees reduce it, but taking them out is going to leave the area more vulnerable to flooding.
Okay. All right, Reed, you got your hand up?
Yeah. So just to further understand the tree, so the reason you're proposing to remove the trees is because they're leaning towards the house. I guess you said, are there pictures? I mean, have you had an arborist actually say whether or not these are, you know, actually proposing any sort of danger? I mean, it just sort of seems like, to Fred's point, I don't understand why, especially, you know, that large silver maple that's sort of further back needs to be removed.
So I do
especially-
have,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was just
So I
gonna
do have,
say, you know, especially if it looks like there's a whole area where there's no trees that need to be, you know, on those sites. So go ahead. Sorry.
so I do have pictures within the filing. I don't know if you want to put those up, Clay, or they're at the last couple pages of the filing. So that picture there shows the tree a little further back leaning towards the house. And the one just in front of the screen there is just in close proximity of the house.
Have you had an arborist actually look at whether these pose a danger? I mean, it just sort of seems like, I don't know, that sort of seems like a healthy tree to me, but sort of hard to know.
So we haven't had an arborist look at it. I am a tree warden. I can go back and look at it again. Or you could discuss with Michael whether he would like to leave that tree.
Yeah, am I able to make a comment?
Let's just get all the comments and then you can address.
And so just so I understand the plan, right? So there's sort of this, the proposed edge of the lawn is kind of this little area, this area that's going around where that tree is gonna be, would be removed? Is that,
It's further back. The proposed
Can you put
area,
Can you put the plan back up?
the proposed area is close, is in front of that tree. The proposed lawn.
okay,
Everything else out there would be left natural with the exception of the plantings.
Okay, any other comments from the commissioners?
So,
Bill?
how many trees are you gonna plant? You have 4 trees you're gonna plant, or some?
10 trees.
10 trees, and are they listed there? I only see 4.
Yeah, they're down further in, so the 4 tree, there's, one,
There-
6
there's
trees.
arrows-
I'm
There's
sorry.
arrows to 4. I see arrows.
So
to-
within the replication area, the replication area there, there's 6 trees. And then there's 4 posed, you can see the arrows pointing to them outside of that. Those 4 trees were for the 2 trees to be removed. The trees within the replication area are were calculated.
And are they
using
all
Pete's
northern
guideline.
red oak, the additional 6?
No, they're so there's American hornbeam, red maple, and oaks.
Okay. And would you consider that a wet area or a dry area?
A dry area.
Okay.
So it's basically the the edge of the riverfront where I flagged. And there's a bank there, so everything on the upland side is obviously upland.
And are the containment barriers already up if there's been work already, and especially like that cachet of blacktop on the front lawn?
So the erosion control is not in yet, no.
Okay.
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah,
I think that was
Oh,
from
is it?
another
it
job.
was, it was from the, oh, I apologize.
Yeah. All right, well, any other comments? Are we gonna read again?
yeah, sorry, yeah, I asked, so these trees, these, the red oaks, I think, are gonna get big, and I don't know, do they all need to be sort of squeezed in? So,
So they're
how
10
far
foot
are
on,
those?
they're 10 foot on center, so.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's just, okay, so okay, all right,
But if we were out in the site, I mean, if it's okay with the commission, we can certainly, move, I can monitor that and move them around a bit.
yeah, it seems like there's space, and then, apologies if this is somewhere else, so what are you proposing to plant in the mitigation area?
In the mitigation area, we're proposing low bush blueberry, sweet fern, white aster, brown eyed Susan for ground cover, and smooth aster for ground cover also. So the shrubs would be the low bush and the sweet fern.
Okay,
All right, any other comments? I kind of gave my comments, and I'll repeat them. One, work was started without a permit. The soil and groundwater information is not provided. Drainage calcs are not provided. I have another question. There was no wetlands identified here. I know, like, earlier this year, we reviewed application from a budding property, and wetlands were flagged at that property. I'm just curious why there are no wetlands on this property.
Right, I just flagged the bank. There was no wetlands beyond that bank.
Yeah, I'm gonna review it tomorrow.
Okay,
Um,
so yeah, so that's my comments now. Michael, you wanted to address a few things, so.
Yeah, just, if I have no problem at all, honestly, leaving the 2 trees if that, is something that the commission does want to see. The way that I was seeing it was I am leaving a good amount of natural vegetation on the back. There are several other trees in that area, and I just, leaving the 2 trees is not an issue to me at all, if that's something, again, that the commission wants to see. For me, it was more, hey, I'm leaving a lot of stuff. If I could do it without causing too much of a disruption, then great. If not, again, I have no issue with that at all. It's not limiting my ability to build the home itself, the house itself. So again, if the commission wants to see the trees stay, then that's no problem on my end at all.
I know
Because again, the house, I mean, like Karen said, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was saying, I went out to the site the other day and, one of those trees is really a beautiful tree. It's huge.
Yeah, the large tree is
And
really
it looks pretty
pretty
healthy too. So, yeah, I
The-
think that would be something. I know we got a lot of tree huggers on the commission, so.
Yeah. No, listen.
I'm just kidding, but.
No, listen.
That would be something I think.
From my standpoint, honestly, I mean, I had spoken to Deb at the very beginning before I even purchased the house, and I originally anticipated not knocking down any trees, and to this meeting, it doesn't bother me at all if if the commission wants to see it. I figured I'd come and give it a shot, and if there was no disruption with that, then great. But I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable with me taking the trees down. To me, it's not the end of the world. I can still build the house, no problem. I don't believe it'll pose any issue to the structure itself. I know that the large tree, I forget what it says in the plan, but I think it's like a 42-inch circumference. That one, the larger of the 2, those branches do come over quite a bit. But since the house that I'm proposing to build is not it's not exceeding what's there already. Again, I don't see it being an
And you
issue.
can prunings.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too, is, if we did start building up and that there were some little limbs hanging over, then I didn't know if that actually was a thing where I would come to you, Deb, and say, hey, can I just trim some branches back? But
Yeah, as long
my
as
main-
you need
my-
to have a professional do it.
yeah, I'll have an arborist come out. My main thing for this property was I didn't want to be in the mix of the property next door, because I understand all that issue that was happening. So I really tried to keep it as simple and straightforward as possible. I'm not trying to, build this egregiously large house. I'm not trying to take down 40 trees. I'm trying to be as compliant as possible with your bylaws. I respect the zoning. I respect all that. I will openly say I do apologize. I thought I was within the 100-foot. I could do that roadway thing. So that I will openly say I do apologize for that.
All right,
them,
well, thank you. Appreciate that. So, Clay, do we have any members of the audience?
We do have one hand raised. I will move. I will move him over.
Artie,
Yeah, thanks, gang. Hey, this is one of those things where you have to commend the builder, Michael, for for looking to try to do the right, really to try to do the right thing. So I do have a couple of one main question, but a couple of things. It's great that you're talking about leaving the trees, and it's not a big deal, because certainly that large one, the drip edge is just about at the house edge itself, and so. Yeah, when you're digging the foundation, is it at the drip edge? Sure, but it's a pretty big drip edge you got going on there. So I think that the tree will be able to stay nice and healthy. The other smaller one, I'm not sure about that one, but I think it's great to leave them both. The main question I really have, though, Mr. Chair, is this: I couldn't tell exactly where the lawn edge is, because I mean, from some of the pictures, I could see where the lawn was, but I can't tell where the existing lawn goes down to. So my question really has to do with that, because usually, when I was on the commission, we had the lawn, we had the lawn, a requirement to pull the lawn back to, let's say, maybe about the 50-foot mark or somewhere around there. And I'm not sure if we could put that plan up I couldn't tell where those dimensions were. If I could, if okay, I'd like to see where is that lawn edge? And where is that being pulled back to? I'm just really curious about that, Mr. Chair.
All right, so,
So, I mean, I'm seeing the plan. I can't, my apologies, I can't see one left where the dimensions are as far as, I can see the mitigation area, but I can't, and I can see the brook, of course, the more darker line, but I can't see, for example, where's the 50-foot mark coming back to, for example, in this one? I can't tell where it is.
The 50-foot, you mean 50-foot from the riverfront line?
Well, from the brook, from the center of the brook, I'll go from the center right now, but it almost sounded like lawn was only gonna go out to about where that large tree is, and the rest of it's gonna be left natural. But I
Exactly
couldn't
correct.
tell.
So the lawn
correct.
is, the existing lawn, is only gonna, the proposed lawn is only gonna go to the 100-foot riverfront line. There's more lawn past that,
Yeah.
but they're just gonna leave everything natural after that.
Oh, so literally just, so Michael, you're literally just gonna leave it be natural and just let it, I don't know.
okay,
weed out,
so,
Mr. Chair.
yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, if your comment is, where the lawn is, that's shown on a drawing, it's around the 100-foot riverfront area. Do you have any other comments?
Well, so I know so the comment is
So,
the rest is gonna be left alone, but what, I guess I'll use the question, what does that phrase mean, left alone? What's gonna happen to it?
okay, so, let's let, Karen address that question.
So I think I'll defer to Michael on this. Did you plan on mowing behind that 100-foot riverfront line?
Yeah, it's just natural growth there. So, it was something that we would just maintain the existing natural setting, I guess you could say.
But what does that mean?
Okay,
Is it-
so this isn't a Artie,
It's lawn right now.
Artie, this isn't a dialogue. You make your comments and we'll address the comments. Okay, so, your comment was the, area beyond the lawn, and I believe the, applicant is saying it'll be left. I suppose we could put up, some, medallions or whatever, markers, which we typically require as well.
So
Right.
those would mean that you can't maintain lawn beyond there any longer.
Right,
Is
which
that,
is something we typically would do. All right. I see Fred, you got your hand up.
Yes, just looking at the drawing again just now, it looks as though the proposed new lawn actually takes juts out into the inside the 100-foot and goes around that large tree. Am I not seeing this right? Is that, yeah. That's the proposed edge of new lawn, and so it does extend inside the 100.
Well, let's let the applicant explain that.
Karen, do you want me to answer it? Did we lose Karen?
Plus, I mean,
No,
it looks
I'm
like
here.
we're-
Oh,
So I'm sorry, I'm having some plumbing work done, so I'm trying to avoid you
I'll just
listening
make
to
a
that.
comment. It looks like we're gonna keep that big tree. That seems like the sentiment of.
yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
have, Karen, do you want me to answer or you want to take it?
Go ahead, you can answer.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, it's already a lawn, so that's kind of what I was keeping it as is that's the setup that it already is. And it kind of goes back to my last point that I was just talking about. I really am trying my best to not disrupt what is already existing. I don't want a big football field of, grass in the backyard. I'm trying to keep it as natural as I possibly can. So it was going to be kind of what was already existing. And again, if we want to keep that tree, then yeah, no problem at all.
Okay, Reed, you had your hand up?
Yeah, so what is now existing though in that area where there aren't any trees and outside of the existing lawn?
What
Is
is
that,
existing? It's just
yeah, what-
natural, just kind of, weeds and,
It's just growth. I think, oh
Yeah.
no, you can't see it in the back of in those tree photos. Actually, you might be able to from the left side view if you want to bring that up, that she attached. It's just kind of,
yeah, so we don't, it could be, invasive stuff or we just don't know.
Well, Deb's going out there tomorrow. She can maybe report on that.
Yeah, I'll take some good pictures and
yeah, see, that's exactly where I was planning on keeping it is right at that where your mouse cursor is. That's right where I was planning on keeping it.
Okay, so there's no other comments. Let's continue this hearing to
Dave, you do have a new raised hand in the
oh,
audience.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yep, I'll move
Go
them
ahead.
over just a moment.
Everybody, don't know if you can hear me.
Yep, we see you.
Great, thanks. Appreciate you letting me speak. Rob Dangle. I live on 28 Hewitt Circle. I'm around the corner from this property. Just some clarification on that lawn area. I think I know the answer, but I just want to get it out there. Is the plan to not mow that area and kind of leave that in its natural state? I think the answer is yes. So if we can get some clarification around that. And I just want to make a comment that I really believe, as far as this project goes, Michael's done a very responsible thing by contacting a lot of the neighbors who had lots of concerns about that property next door, 80 Gary Road, which, there's a lot of conflict around that and a lot of disturbance of the natural habitat there. So I just want to commend Michael for kind of what I believe is being very respectful of the neighbors and building, a project that is going to fit the neighborhood great. And, just we need more people doing stuff like this. So appreciate the answer.
Thank
you.
you.
All right, thanks, Rob. So
Could I throw out one more thing just while I got you guys all here?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So I understand, the continuing to the next meeting. I do want to just point out that we did submit a month ago, I believe, and then something happened with the meeting last week. And this is more of a personal issue, but I am under very tight scrutiny right now with my bank loan. Like I honestly, it's going to put me in a very tight predicament financially to get this thing pushed out to the next week. And that's why I had done it, almost 4-5 weeks ago, or maybe 6 weeks ago at this point. And I'm just trying to, again, I really am willing to kind of do whatever to abide by anything. And if we want to, put notes in or whatever it may be, but I really would appreciate any sort of help or guidance so I could get this thing, approved by conservation, because the bank is hounding me.
All right, so we appreciate
last
that.
week's
And,
mishap.
there was some snafu in terms of, I think the newspaper last go round didn't put the announcement in, and, we're legally obligated to, announce our meetings publicly. So, sorry about that. I think Deb is going to go out to the site. I think after that, we will send you and Karen any further comments. You could revise your plan for the next submittal, and I don't see any reason why we couldn't wrap this up at our next meeting on January 9th and issue the order of conditions, unless something new comes up.
are you looking for test pit data before that? or-
Well, with our revised regulations, we're asking for the test pit data to be submitted with the application unless there's some good reason. But right now, that's not part of our regulation. And I know that we have allowed others to, you know, provide the test pit information later. So I'm not hung up on that. I think it would be good for you to, you know, provide your calculations in terms of sizing of your proposed infiltration system, and then submit the test pit information.
Have you gone to the building department yet?
Are you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Did you go to the building department yet?
Yeah.
All right, because I don't remember it coming to me to sign off on yet, so.
I can go in tomorrow and talk with them.
Yeah, so anyway, I haven't heard anything that would, you know, derail this further, and, you know, unless any of the commissioners feel differently, I think we could wrap this up at our next meeting.
Great.
January
Yeah,
9th.
I'll have it drafted. So,
Okay. All right, so can I have a motion to continue this hearing for 74 Gary Road, DEP file 234-941 to January 9th, 2025?
Motion to continue.
Second,
Okay, let's vote. Reed,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Fred,
aye.
Alina,
I
and the chair votes aye. All right, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay. That's it.
so I did send to town council our draft regulation changes. I know he's been busy with the upcoming vote. So hopefully he will get to review those soon.
Anything else anybody wants to bring up? We're about to submit our final response to questions for our sign project. I prepared some answers to questions. We can send them around to you guys if you want to see them, in case you have any comments.
Is this the signage for like the town forest and other
And
reserves?
Ridge Hill and all,
And Ridge-
yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
we'll-
love to see it.
Okay. So do you want me to, I made a few changes since what I sent you, but
no, you said you sent it to me.
yeah, but I'll send you the changes I made,
Okay,
and then you could distribute it.
and we don't have a date yet, right, in January?
Oh, it's got to be in by January 1st, so.
No, but as far as our meeting,
No, but it's gonna be probably the 1st of February, you know, February 5th.
oh,
so
okay,
I'll let you know, it hasn't been decided yet.
okay.
Anything else?
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy holidays.
Yeah,
Thanks.
All right, so we have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor, raise your hand. Opposed? So moved. All right, good night, everybody.
Happy New Year.
hi guys, thank you.
Bye.
Oh, I'll put out the signature forms. No, did we close? No, we didn't issue anything. Okay, we're good.
Do you
Don't
need-
listen to me.
do you need signatures or not?
No, not yet.
Okay,
All right,
very good.
take care.
Thank you. Thanks for your help, Clay.